So we started this journey together about a year ago. And if you remember way back when, a year ago, my dear confirmands, we spoke about death, dying in the afterlife from the Jewish perspective, not knowing that we would be confronted with as much death and dying as we have been confronted with the last 6 months. And we spent time talking about spirituality. We spent time talking about some of the great philosophers of Judaism. We talked about Maimonides and the Rambam, Maimonides' 13 articles of faith. And we talked about the idea of believing in things, even if you can't see them or prove them, and that being a definition of what faith is. And some of you are more scientific in the way that you think, and some of you are okay with having complete faith, and some of you are somewhere in between. And then as Rabbi Mason Barkin was getting back to work from maternity leave, as it was her turn to teach, the world stopped. But I want to make it clear, the world did not end. It just stopped. It went on pause. And here we are, who would have thought 6 months later, the world seems to keep going. It seems to keep spinning. It seems that the sun comes up in the morning and the stars come out at night. And now we have some time to notice things that we may not have noticed before and start to integrate some of those conversations that we had, particularly about God and the cosmos. You know, one of the things I was able to do over my mini sabbatical this summer was to spend some time in Maine. And there was a couple nights when the sky was so clear. And I got to see the comet, Neowise. And then I got to see the night that Jupiter and Saturn, which are right next to each other in the sky, as many of you may know, and have been, it's sort of a once every 20-year occurrence when they're that close to each other. But there was a night in July when they were closest to each other. So I got to notice that. And both times when I saw the comet Neowise and I saw Jupiter and Saturn closest to Earth that they were going to be for the next 20 plus years, I was reminded of the words from the psalm that we sing, Psalm 92, the Psalm of Shabbat. Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai. And I kept saying it to myself over and over. Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai, which means Ma gadlu, how great. Ma'asecha is your creation, Adonai, which is God. How great is your creation, Adonai, as I'm looking at Neowise and Jupiter and Saturn, nothing has ended. And then I thought to myself, Comet Neowise and Saturn and Jupiter, they don't know about coronavirus. They haven't stopped anything. And then a couple of weeks ago, and I know a lot of you get excited about this because, well, I'm excited about it. When the DAD astronauts landed, splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico 2 weeks ago, I thought, Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai, human beings, even in the middle of a pandemic, are putting astronauts in space and connecting them to the space station, which I also saw in Maine fly over a couple of times, and then landing them back on Earth. Like, it's our human way of saying nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop us. You have given us a very strong reminder tonight, and for our congregants who are just meeting you for the first time tonight on our Shabbat service, you've been doing it for a long time. A reminder that nothing can stop us. A pandemic can't stop us. Fires like we're seeing in California, which are so tragic, and we are praying for all of our next door neighbors in California for the tragedy they're experiencing. Nothing can stop us. Why? Because we're Jews. We don't have a choice but to put our shoes on in the morning and to get dressed. You should probably get dressed before you put your shoes on, by the way. And think through Jewish experiences like confirmation, and to look at the world through Jewish eyes. Be able to stop and say, Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai. That's what it means to be Jewish. It means to remember that even in the darkness, there is light. That even in a world that is filled with injustice for Black people and people of color, Injustice for people who are sitting in food lines right now in the wealthiest country in the world, which is a disgrace. There is justice for them. There is justice for the sick and for the poor and for the homeless. There needs to be justice. There needs to be light, and that comes from us. Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai. God created this great world, my dear, dear confirmands, not for us to sit as spectators, but for us to be active participants. In each and every one of you, because I've known a lot of you for a very long time, are indeed active participants in the ongoing creation of our universe, in pursuing justice, and in living the words, not just saying the words, but living the words that you shared tonight. I know that is in all of your hearts, not just because I've known you for a long time and your families for a long time, but because I can see it every time we talk. You are an amazing, amazing group of individuals. You make me feel ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai. You remind me that this world, this beautiful world that we have, was created for moments like this and for people like you. So I want to end with the words not from this week's Parsha, but Haftorah from the book of Isaiah. And this is my blessing to you. Uri, Uri, Lifshi Uzechat Zion. Awake, awake, clothe yourselves in strength, O Zion. To our 100th confirmation class, I pray that you will always clothe yourselves in strength. In good times and in bad times, and in dark times and in the light, that you will notice the world around you and from a place of strength and love and compassion, be able to say the words, Ma gadlu ma'asecha Adonai, how great is this world you have created, O God. I want to be part of it. I will be part of it, and I will make it better. God bless all of you and all of your families, and thank you for giving this moment of transcendence to our congregation and to your rabbis and cantor, and of course, most of all, to your parents and your families. Shabbat Shalom.